do these in a set of series of cooking episodes, even though it's going to be around Thanksgiving. I'll have the turkey stuff out, that'll come. We'll do the turnips and the collards and all that stuff, and I've done those before on other previous videos. Just go back and find them: collards, turnip salad, turnips, rutabagas, that kind of thing. But I will try to take you guys through the process in the next set of videos, because it's going to be kind of crazy, but at least you learned how to make bread today. So while we're getting the ingredients and stuff ready, let me tell you what goes into this white bread. You're going to need 1 package. I like to use the fast-acting yeast, but it's because it comes in the amount that I need in these little packets. So use what you got, but I'm going to tell you 1 package of yeast, or 1 and 1/2 tablespoons of a yeast of some kind, bulk yeast or whatever you want to use. Then you're going to get 6 cups of your all-purpose flour will work. You can use bread flour, but I use all-purpose. So I got this ready for my 6 cups. Then I've got 1/3 cup of sugar right here, and I like my raw sugar, so I use that. 1/4 cup of oil right there, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Mix and bowl. Now, what we're going to do first, we've got to get this yeast prep. So I'm going to get 2 cups of hot tap water. You don't want it so scalding hot that it kills your yeast that you got in here. So just get you 2 cups of just hot tap water. Put that yeast in there and that sugar together. So the yeast, the sugar, and that's hot water in there. Mix it, melt it up, mix it together. Leave it alone for 10 minutes, let it froth up. Okay, let's do that. Now when it's, you know, somewhat hot, you don't want it so hot again, like I said, it kills your yeast, but you want it hot enough that it's going to melt that sugar and start activating that yeast a little bit. So it's getting up to temperature here. What I'm going to need, we're going to get 2 cups of it. And if you ain't got hot tap water or whatever, and you need to use bottled water, warm it up in the microwave. Just make sure that it ain't too nuclear hot. You just want it hot enough, you know. Let's roll this thing on down. Let's get us about 2 cups here. Eyeball this a little bit, and I think we're going to be good. Now, we got our 2 cups of our hot tap water here, because that's what's going to make it, right? And let's dump in the sugar right in here. It's going to melt it. And let's dump in the yeast right here in this packet. Get your little stirring thing in here. My little whisk is what I like to do. And I just mix it around, because you want to break up some of those yeast particles too. Break it up, mix it up, stir it around to where you're not feeling the sugar grimy, you know, kind of feeling at the bottom, that grit feeling, you know. Mix it up enough. You don't got to cover this, but you're going to leave it alone now for about 10 minutes. Let it get frothy. Now this will be the stage. Once this thing starts getting frothy and doing its yeasty thing, you'll know if your yeast is good or if it's a dead yeast. Alright, let's see what we got. I don't feel nothing else. We're all good. Alright, we're going to leave this thing alone to bubble up and do its job. We're going to come back in 10 minutes. Alright, so while this is still frothing and foaming up, and that's our yeast and sugar and hot tap water mixture, we've got our cup here. So we're going to do all-purpose flour. We're going to do 6 cups into our bowl, and we're going to have the salt we're gonna mix in it, because still got to wait for this to froth up before we can do anything else with it. And we'll add the oil at the last bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump the salt in to the bowl. Now let's get 6 cups of flour. And 6. We got that going. We'll put this bag of flour back in the freezer. Alright, so we've got the salt. All the dry ingredients are in here. We've got 6 cups of flour. We've got our salt mixed in here. Now I'm going to take them and stir this up really nicely here, so we'll have it mixed up together. That's just so that the salt and the flour kind of mix together, because you don't want it all clumped up. Good thing about having these stand mixers and mixer bowls is it'll do all the work for you. Now you can do this by hand if you want to, but me, I'm old and I'm lazy, and I can do it by hand. But you know what, that mixer, this thing will knead it, and you need to do about 8 or 10 minutes of it. Let me tell you, when it's done, honey, it is ready to rock and roll. You're good to go. Good to go. So I think I got it all mixed up here with my salt and my pepper. Salt and pepper. I'm so crazy. With my salt. Lord have mercy. I've cooked so much today, I'm trying to put pepper in my bread. Anyway. So 6 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of salt for you dry ingredients. Make sure it's just mixed up well. And we'll move on to the next thing. Alright, now you can see this is pretty frothy right here. That's exactly what you want. So we've got this. We're going to add the 1/4 cup of oil right here in our dry ingredients. So we got our 1/4 cup of oil that goes in here. And then we have our stuff after 10 minutes. It has bloomed and frothed up real nice. We're going to pour all of this good yummy stuff in. Now I like to kind of get it started a little bit. You don't have to do this. Your dough hook's going to do it all, but I kind of like to get it rolling around a little bit and get some of that mess scraped off the sides and off the back, and then let my mixer do the rest. So while I got this going, let me go throw this in the mixer, y'all, and we're going to have a good time. Alright, now we just got the dough hook on. We're going to put this thing in. 2 things. Always make sure you flour your surface. Just put you a little bit of flour here. And I've got some leftover little butter here, and I have got my bread loaf pan, which is right here. So what you want to do with this real nice bread loaf pan, and it also has a lid on it, is you want to butter this thing really good. Now, do you have to use butter? No. It's just what I'm used to doing, because when Granny Lorraine used to make bread, homemade bread especially, she would butter everything. You can use oil. That's perfectly fine. You can use olive oil, avocado oil, whatever, you know, makes you happy. But I like to go in and butter. It just gives things a real good flavor, a buttery flavor. But I just like to go in, grease all the sides of it, get it all nice and buttered up, because you don't want your bread to stick to nothing. And we're just going to rise twice, okay? I'm fixing to get it off of that dough hook, and we're going to put it in a greased bowl. But for the meantime, butter it good, y'all. Butter it good. Save that butter off to the side. We'll use it for something else. I'm just going to use this bowl right here, put some olive oil in it, and I'm going to take this dough that I got off the dough hook, and I just rolled it around a little bit. It was a little sticky, and it's okay to add a little more flour to it. It's fine. So you're going to take it, you're going to drop it in this bowl right here with this olive oil in it, and all you're going to do is just turn it. That's it. That's all you're going to do, is just turn that dough. And it ain't got to be pretty, you know, and you ain't got to have a clean bowl for every little thing. We're just going to use the dough that was already in and on the hook. Now I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap. We're going to leave it alone and let this thing rise for, going to take about an hour. As usual, make a mess. Just put you some saran wrap over the top of it and keep it pretty good and and covered there. If you don't feel like it's getting enough, just add you a little dish towel lightly over the top of it. It'll rise up, and we'll come back an hour and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little flour on this surface again, and I'm going to punch this down a little bit on here. Then we're going to move the dough back to this pan and let it rise. Once it rises, we're going to bake this in the oven 350 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes, and our bread will be done. Holy cow, look at that. Beautiful. It is wonderful dough. All right, here comes the reveal. There you go. Doubled in size again. We're going to take the plastic off. It'll go down a little bit, but it'll be okay. So now here's the thing. Do we want to put the lid on and keep it all flat and level? Do we want to bake it and let it poof up a little bit? Oh, the heck with it. I'm going to let it poof up a little bit. How to bake this in the oven between 30 and 35 minutes on 350 degrees. Then we'll have it done and we'll show you what it looks like. And there you have it. Good old yummy sandwich bread. It's a yeast bread. It's sandwich bread. It's not too overly sweet, but it's just a good, nice sandwich bread. Now I'm going to leave it here for a little while. We're going to let it cool for a right good bit, and I will check in with you guys later on. And we'll take a closer peeky peek at it once it cools. Ain't it a beaut, Clark? Look at that. It's pretty. Absolutely pretty. This makes a good sandwich bread. I don't got one of them fancy bread cutters. I got knives and stuff. But you see, this is the end of the bread, the butt of the bread, whatever you want to call it, the tail part of the bread. We got that. It's so nice. And it's a good, got some weight on it. Good dense bread here. And I already gave you my little recipe in there. My guineas are setting off my alarm out there. With that being said, I'm extremely exhausted. I've got to do some more stuff, and I heart y'all great big. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We're almost at the 1,500 subscriber goal. If you're subscribed to Crissy O's Clucky Chronicles channel, you're a subscriber here, and you're signed up for the crissyoshow.com website email, then I'm going to send you the free egg recipe book once we hit the 1,500 subscriber goal. So thank you guys for watching and hanging in here with me. I heart y'all great big. More of my southern cooking stuff to go, and more things with the Floofs to go. So let me go see what the guineas are setting my doorbell off about. And if you can't be good, y'all, just be good at it.